boy, Hennythemoor, reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? Hey, it's Tuesday. Dallas Cowboys had practice. We had some unwelcome guests at practice. We're getting closer and closer to a preseason game. So there's plenty of things to talk about, man. Plenty of things to talk about, shed some light on. We're going to have us a good show, man. So y'all know the usual rules and regulations when y'all slide to the liquor store, though. First and foremost, when you come in, I need y'all to hit that like button. After you hit that like button, hit that share button. After you hit that share button, hit that Eagles fan upside the head, man. Because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I will be able to give you half off all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And you know we got exactly what you need to succeed. We got hen, gin, Calbaritas, right? Everything else underneath the sun that can make you sin, man. See, I'll just tap in with your boy, and we gonna get drunk with this Dallas Cowboys content together, man. Real quick, there's already folks that slid into the liquor store. Let me show y'all some love, man, for coming through and supporting your boy, man. Double R, part of the Wrench Gang. What's up with you? He said, sup HTM Sports, aka the Liquor Store and Cowboys Nation. What's up with you? Danny Savage said, make his a double. I see that, man. Salute to you. My boy Desmond Ironman, aka Tony Stark, salute to you. Danny Savage said, Cedric Van Pelt, center from Georgia, top-ranked center in the 2024 draft. Great size, has practiced against guys on this team, like 5 first-rounders. Should be a good Dallas target. Hey, if we can't get it done with Tyler Biadasz, then yeah, definitely go out there and get you the best center humanly possible. T. Rich Bird, he said, he done dropped 6 stars and said manifestation, DC4L. Yeah, man, anything that y'all do in the liquor store, man, make sure y'all do it 6 times. If you want to drop a laughing emoji, drop 6 of them. If you want to drop a championship or a star emoji, drop 6 of them. But we are trying to manifest that 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys. When you share the content, share it 6 times. You can share it to 6 different Facebook groups. You can share it to 6 different platforms on social media. It don't matter. Right? We're going to do 6 of everything because we're going to try and manifest this 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button. Right? I know you can't like it 6 times, but you damn sure can share it 6 times. Yo, Eastside Hero, what's up with you? So over it, what's up with you? They were tapping in. See, Eastside, and deep down, even though the boy is supposedly a Texans fan, he's in every Dallas Cowboys live stream. He is actually a Dallas Cowboys fan because he knows who the best team in the state is, and he wants to be associated with the real. Yo, Bruce got the toxic juice that ran through the door, man. I see 6 running men in there, man. Salute to you. Rico with 6 shot glasses. What's up with you? 681 boy. What's good with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Rev Rebel, what's up with you? Let's see, who else is in here rocking with your boy, man? Oh, my boy Joe, what's up? Said, what's up, Henny? Sharing and push the like button and slap 1 million. Damn, he just slapped the entire population of Philadelphia. Right, he done slapped 1 million Eagles fans, man. So he has surpassed being a serial slapper. Right, like he has gone above and beyond in the cause, man. So salute to my brother for slapping the shit out of so many Eagles fans. Ruben Hernandez said, what's good, Henny? Time to slap some Eagles fans, man. Yeah, man, you gotta slap at least 6 of them, man. Yo, landlord from Wakanda out here trapping the vibranium. What's up with you, my boy? I appreciate you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, yeah, man, we got a lot of news, man. But one more thing, though, before we jump right to the content. Just remember that we are still raffling off a Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover of the winner's choice. It's only $5 to participate, and we'll end the raffle on the 2nd of next month. But if you want a chance to win a Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover, if you win, just let me know the size, the color, and the jacket or pullover that you want, and I'll make it happen for you. But if you want to win, all you got to do is send $5 to $Hennythemoor on Cash App, or you can send $5 through a super chat or a super sticker. And I appreciate everybody who's already participated and anybody who plans on participating. But like I say, y'all are the real MVPs inside of the liquor store. We greatly appreciate you for everything, man. And thank you again. So now that's out the way, man. Let's talk about some of this news from camp. First and foremost, something that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. Right, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this subject. But Shady McCoy took his goofy ass out there to training camp. He did do a small interview, but him and Acho only stayed for 30 minutes. They did not actually see training camp, right? They didn't really see what went on with the goings and comings. They stayed for the warm-ups, right? They stayed for the warm-ups, and then they dipped, right? Did not interview any of the players. Did not talk to Dak Prescott. Did not talk to Trayvon Diggs, right? None of the guys he actually had smoke with because he been out there talking greasy, right? He showed his face, did a camera op, and left, right? So that's all I'm going to say about the matter. We got actual football to talk about. I don't like giving, the time of day to guys that hate on my team and try to discredit what we got going. And that's really all they want at the end of the day. That is really all that they want at the end of the day. They want the clicks. They want the views. We're America's team, right? So that we got the largest fan base in the National Football League. So it just stands to reason, by doing little publicity stunts like this, it gets you to talk about them. But what I want y'all to do for Shady McCoy, for Speak, Shady McCoy, right, all these guys that hate on the Dallas Cowboys, go on your social media and you block them. You block Joy Taylor. You block all these people that be talking crazy about the Dallas Cowboys. Instead of feeding into what they want, instead of giving them the clicks and the notoriety that they are seeking, you deprive them of that. Right? You deprive them of that, and you hit them where it hurts. You hit him where it hurts. Oh yeah, that man a hoe. What's up with you, John Cofield? But yeah, that man a hoe. So listen, deprive them what they want. They want attention, don't give them attention. Facts. All right, so let's talk about this. There were a couple of injury concerns at camp today. There were a couple. We're going to start with Tyler Biadasz, our starting center. Tyler Biadasz left practice earlier in team drills, but he did return to individual drills, leaving the field again with an apparent leg injury. So, yeah, man, we are already, thin on the offensive line with Zach Martin having a holdout. We know that Zach Martin is not present, is not in Oxnard practicing with the team. And we already know that we don't have really good backup depth at center or the interior offensive line. Our guards are not guarding. Our defensive line have looked like juggernauts against the backup guards, against the backup centers. So, I don't think that our offensive line can survive a long period of time without Tyler Biadasz and Zach Martin, because they right beside each other. They're going to be two. If anything was to happen and Zach Martin doesn't come back and, if Tyler Biadasz actually did get a long-term injury, we'll be screwed. The beautiful thing about it is they don't expect this to be a long-term injury, right? They don't expect this to be a long-term injury or anything like that. They think that he dodged a disaster at this point. But, it's really things like that make me say, man, quit playing and go bring Zach Martin back underneath the fold. Right? It's things like that make me say, hey, man, we can't play around with it. No, we can't sit out here and, risk losing out on a golden opportunity. This is one of the best teams that the Dallas Cowboys have had top to bottom in a very long time. Right? We believe that we got play calling figured out with Mike McCarthy. We believe we got a good wide receiving core now. We believe Dak Prescott is going to play like a top 10 quarterback this year, right? Because he's fully healthy. His thumb is healed. He's in an offense that's not asking him to throw, the fourth most curl routes in the National Football League. So guys ain't gonna be jumping in and shit like that, right? We expect good things from this team. The only thing that can really derail us, because we know our defense is going to show up, The only thing that can really derail us is our protection in both the pass game and the run game. We know, that this offensive line has been living off of this reputation for quite some time at this point. Right? We already know this offensive line is not the same offensive line for 2016. We were not a top 10 unit last year, regardless of what people tell you about rankings and shit. You don't, be in the middle of the pack in everything except for sacks, right? And actually be labeled a good offensive line. So hopefully Tyler Biadasz heals up soon. Hopefully Zach Martin returns to practice as soon as humanly possible, and we get this shit resolved. Because I'm confident in everything else about this team right now. I'm confident in the secondary, safety room, right? Confident in the quarterback. Confident. I'm even willing to give Tony Pollard and the running backs the benefit of the doubt at this point. Because while a lot of us still miss Zeke, and I still think he could have a role in this team, Tony Pollard did average over 5 yards a carry. He did have over 1,000 yards rushing. He was one of the most explosive players in the NFL last year. Right, so it's not like we're running out there with a Rudy Poo at the running back position. Right, so I feel confident about a lot of things, except for our offensive line at this point. Yo, what's up with you, man? Roster X said, "Drive me to drink, pull up, Henny." Hey, it'd be like that. And then my boy Neil, the serial slapper, done tapped in with me, man, while I was out here reading some shit, man. What's up with you? He done slapped 18 Eagles fans, man, before he checked in. You know you were MVP for that shit, my guy. But yeah, man, it's rough out here. The Dallas Cowboys we have no real depth at the offensive line to speak on. Now, I liked us drafting TJ Bass, but like I said, he's a rookie. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's shown that he's ready. We all know Josh Ball, is not high up on the pecking order, because they talk about Hoffman being ahead of him, right? Theoretically, Hoffman is ahead of Josh Ball right now. Jay Money, what's good, boy? Thanks for tapping in and showing love to the channel, my guy. Salute to you. So yeah, I feel confident in everything but this offensive line, and really, I like the starters that we have. I like Tyron Smith at left tackle, Tyler Smith at left guard. Biadasz in his natural position. Zach Martin, once he returned, is still probably the best guard in the league. You can make arguments for some other guys. And then, Terrence Steele is one of the highest graded run blocking right tackles in the National Football League. So our starters are fine. It's just the fact that we got a lot of guys that get a lot of injuries at points, right? We know that Tyron Smith hasn't played a full season in I don't know how long, right? Biadasz missed a little bit of time last year. Terrence Steele is returning from injury. We're real thin behind those guys. Can we consider the front office serious about fix this offensive line depth? The issue with offensive line depth, and it's really an issue around the National Football League, because average offensive linemen get starting jobs. Y'all saw that Connor McGovern became a free agent, and the Buffalo Bills instantly signed him to be a starter. We did not like Connor Williams in Dallas, and the moment he became a free agent, the Miami Dolphins, instantly signed him to be a starter. They changed his position, but they still signed him to be a starting player on their offensive line. So the issue with offensive line depth, is that if you don't draft them good, if you're not good in your draft with them, you're not going to have quality depth on your offensive line. You're not going to have real quality depth on your offensive line, because good offensive line play is rare in the NFL. I know that sounds crazy, but there's only a handful of good offensive linemen, scattered across the NFL that are at that upper echelon. Everybody else is right there at fringe starter level, right? There's not that many stars. So I think, one of the reasons we don't have great depth is, average guys get paid starter money in the NFL, at the offensive line position, because it's paramount. It's the same way with the quarterback position. We know that, we would like to think that Daniel Jones is not a fantastic quarterback, but, he's a starter level quarterback. Starter level quarterbacks demand this much money, so they signed him to a long-term deal. It's just really hard to find starting caliber offensive linemen. So, when you got somebody that's fringe, or you think you make them a starter, they get money. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's sort of hard to for one team to stockpile like quality offensive line depth. If you ain't drafted that man, right, it's gonna be hard to just keep a bunch of guys on the team. What's up with you, Darius Rouser? Appreciate you tapping in and showing love to the channel, my guy. Salute to you. Yeah, that's part of it though, man. That's one of the reasons why a lot of teams ain't got depth like that. It's just hard to find them. Listen, I know every free agency we sit around and guys that we were trying to run out of town end up getting jobs starting somewhere. So that's just part of the game. Is it important enough to give up some good picks, players, trade wise? Sitting around is just crazy. It would be important enough once you figure out, your offensive line, with Zach Martin. Once you actually sign Zach Martin back, you'll feel a little bit better about your depth, right? Because right now I wouldn't want to start the season with any of the guys at the starter. But as the season goes on, right, and these younger guys are learning, and these younger guys get more practices underneath their belt, right, that you might feel a little bit more comfortable with a guy like Matt Forniak. And I think Matt Forniak is your best backup. Right? I think Matt Forniak is probably your best backup lineman. I know they're high on Hoffman, but I like Matt Forniak, in terms of being a backup interior player. But I still would prefer, the Dallas Cowboys making the move happen. But what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up to fix your offensive line problem? The Dallas Cowboys value draft picks way too much to give up a premium pick for an offensive lineman. So unless somebody is going on a wholesale, right? Unless you're getting a deal like on Brandon Cooks or Stephon Gilmore, right? A fifth or a fourth or some shit like that. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys will make a move and trade for an offensive lineman. Because they are, I don't think they will, because they value those draft picks way too much. As for free agents, like nobody who's available on the open market, is somebody that you really can just say, hey, I trust you. I want to bring you in. Everybody that's a free agent at this point is somebody, that's probably long in the tooth or has injury issues, or they just ain't that good. So realistically, for the Dallas Cowboys to get a quality offensive lineman, right, you probably will have to wait till after preseason when all these mass cuts happen. Because there will be a team that has no choice but to release a pretty decent offensive lineman just based on depth, right? There might be an offensive line battle, in somebody else's training camp, right? They're both pretty decent, but they only have room for one of them. One of them gets cut, and they become an unrestricted free agent. That's probably the time when the Dallas Cowboys will be able to address offensive line, and even then, it'll probably be a young guy. It'll probably be a young guy who couldn't win a roster spot. And shout out to my brother Dwayne Brown for tapping in and showing love. Also, salute to Big Benny Rich for tapping in. Kelvin Hicks, I see all y'all good people for rocking with me, man. Salute to all y'all, man. All right. So let's talk about this. We actually got some good news from the kicker today. I know that sounds crazy. Jeff Hoodlum, what's up with y'all, man? Thank y'all for tapping in and rocking with your boy. I know that sounds crazy, right? But we actually got a good showing from our kicker. So Todd Archer said the first time in camp, Brandon Aubrey made all of his field goal attempts. He went 9 for 9. He kicked it from 33 yards out 3 times, 36 yards out, 37 yards out, 38, 49, 41, and 43. So he was perfect in the kicking assignment today. He was perfect. There was even another report said, final 2 kicks, he made those 2. So the official numbers are actually not 9 of 9. They're actually 11 of 11. So he actually had 11 kicks today, and he made all 11 of them. So first off, kudos to Brandon Aubrey. I know that it started off shaky. I know it started off shaky, but I am glad that he was able to make the kicks. They are. But listen, We had a guy that was missing extra points last year. So right now, I ain't gonna be a beggar. As long as you can make your extra points, and if you can make sure that we make every kick from 40 yards in, then shit, I'm fine. I still want Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould is the standard for me. But I think the Dallas Cowboys are one of those guys, or one of those teams that want their kicker to do everything. He does not want to do kickoffs, right? He does not want to do kickoffs. That might be one of the things holding you up. I'm not making an excuse for the front office, right? I'm just trying to put y'all in the mind frame of how they probably rationalized that kind of shit. Yeah, Brett Maher missed kicks for no apparent reason. Like, who the hell misses extra points consistently? Who misses extra points consistently? Yeah, so that was a head scratcher. But what are y'all thoughts in the chat box, man? What are y'all thoughts in the chat box? Because didn't we cut same kicker last year? No, this is Brandon Aubrey. Was never on our roster. He is a guy that played in the USFL. If I'm not mistaken, this is his first go around in the NFL. But we cut Vizcaino, I think, last year and brought him back. So the kicker that just got cut, yeah, I think that happened with him, but not for Brandon Aubrey. But hey, thank you for tapping in and showing love, DP Johnson. I see you. Little Tyler, what's good with you, man? Thank y'all for tapping in and rocking with your boy over here in the liquor store. It's all greatly appreciated. But yeah, what are y'all thoughts, man, about the kicking situation? I want y'all to put numbers. Like, well, this is the liquor store, we deal with numbers, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, right? Put in the chat box how y'all feel about the kicking situation. A 1 being, I'm not confident in it at all. A 10 being like, man, F it, we got this. I see a 1 from my boy Kelvin Hicks. All right, what about the rest of y'all, man? Kelvin says a 1. Matt Leslie says a 1. Big Benny Rich went out and said a -5. Jay Money said a -100. I see a 4 by my guy. What's up with you, Richard Evans? He said, evening HTM in chat, got my Henny, now getting my daily dose of Cowboys content. That's love right there. Appreciate you. Couple of 5s, 1s. I don't think anybody, is fully, I don't think anybody is fully sold on this kicking game just yet. Yeah, so I think it's a wait and see thing. What's up with you, Miss Patrice? 4 Flats, what's good with you? They were tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, auntie. Yeah, shout out to everybody part of the wrench game, man. Yeah, I think that's, and listen, I agree with that. I think that is going to be a very underrated aspect of his game, his tutorship, his mentorship, his ability to help these guys get adjusted right to the NFL and be custom professionals and prepare the right way and take care of their bodies. Like, all those things are little tidbits they can pick up along the way. And with that said, I still see him being a 1,000-yard receiver. Like, Brandon Cooks is like that. And then when we're going out there, right? Then when we're going out there and running, these West Coast concepts, he's a guy, you give him open space and make a damn play, right? So if he's the guy that's receiving the ball on one of these pick plays that they come off these mesh concepts, or if he's the guy on the jailbreak, or he's the guy, that gets a free release on a slant, we know that he can turn, plays that are only meant for a couple yards into house calls if they take a bad angle. So that's why I love that aspect. So he still got juice, right? He still got plenty of juice left in the tank, right? And he can bring the mentorship too. So that's what I like about it. You get both aspects from it. You get the mentorship for the young wide receivers, and you also get a productive player who still got plenty left in the tank. So that's what I like about having Brandon Cooks on this team. So let's talk about a couple things in regards to practice, man. What the national media is going to talk to you to death about is that Dak Prescott threw 3 interceptions. He had a 3 interception day today at camp, right? So they're gonna juice that. They're gonna milk that. What they would not tell you is that Dak Prescott also threw numerous touchdowns, and it was a back and forth affair for most of the day, right? Him and Trayvon Diggs went at it. Trayvon Diggs had 2 interceptions against Dak Prescott, right? And he let him know about it. Dak Prescott, got him back, on a touchdown to Michael Gallup, right? And he let him hear about it. So when we talk about iron sharpening iron, that's the shit we're talking about. And listen, if Dak Prescott went out here and threw 10 interceptions, would that actually make us? I mean, let me rephrase that. If Dak Prescott went out here and threw 10 touchdowns today, right? If he threw 10, 12 touchdowns today, would that make you feel superbly good about the offense, or would that worry you about the defense? What's up with your landlord? Hey, thank you for tapping in, showing love, my boy. Man, I called you, boy. I called you earlier, bro. I try to make sure you're good, man. But hey, glad you're still breathing, man. Thank you for tapping in and rocking with me, man. Exactly. Would you feel? So that's the same. That's the same kind of thing. If the offense won every damn rep, like everybody wouldn't be talking about the offense. They'd be like, "Damn, what's going on with the defense?" If the defense won every damn rep, what they always saying is, "Damn, this offense ain't shit." Right? So what you really want to see is how it's been at camp. There's days where the offense done tore, the defense every way but loose. Oh, you good, boy? So yeah, like there've been days the offense done tore the defense every way but loose. It's been days where the defense done took the offense lunch money, right? And they went out there bullied them boys. And that's what you like. You want the back and forth battle in camp. Because if one side was dominating, that does not bode well on the other one. He said, our defense is them and Dan Quinn is him. No shame in them winning reps. Hell, money spread on both sides, so both sides should have their days. Facts. Because listen, if all y'all saw for Trayvon Diggs was him giving up touchdowns, right, there'll be some troll sitting at his mama house typing out, "You overpaid Trayvon," right? Bullshit. So I'm glad he getting his hands on the ball. I'm glad that I'm also glad that Dak Prescott is occasionally able to throw a touchdown on him. Those are the things that you want to see. We can't talk about iron sharpening iron and it be a one-sided affair, right? That's not iron sharpening iron, right? It's more of when an immovable force. It's more when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. What will happen? Right? That's iron sharpening iron. They put CD at number 34, top 100. You think the media is interested with impacting Cowboys contract numbers? Yeah, listen, I don't know about that, but he was rated. He was ranked as one of the highest ranked players in the National Football League, and he was a Pro Bowl All Pro selection was voted on by voters. So I don't know. They're trying to, run his bag up for him, but he definitely getting the resume to deserve some big money. Keystone, what's up with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in. Salute to you. Salute. Yeah, and that's what we want to see too. I want to see Trayvon Diggs get back to taking the ball away from guys. I know he was very sound in coverage last year. I know that he did well. Right, I know he covered better, but I want to see this man get about 5, 6, 7 8 interceptions this year because he's gonna have ample opportunities to. Because guys are not gonna keep throwing on Gilmore like that. Guys are not gonna keep throwing against Bland when he also getting turnovers. Yeah, this is gonna be Dak Prescott's first time in a new scheme since the 2019 season. Because listen, Dak Prescott has been in the same scheme, right? He's been in the same scheme since 2019. That's the first year that Kellen Moore became the offensive play caller. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. 4 years in one offense. And guess what? His first year in a new system with Kellen Moore, he threw 30 touchdowns. Right? Threw 30 touchdowns, threw over 4,500 yards. So I have no doubts in Dak Prescott, going out here and being superb, in regards to this new offensive scheme. Because he's shown the ability to adapt. He's shown the ability to put up good numbers regardless. As long as he got personnel around him, Dak Prescott is going to play well. He said landlord didn't get that HUD money, so rent going up in the high rise. Hey, tell Uncle Sam stop playing with your landlord. You need all urine right there, man. You need all urine. He said you late, Bruce. Already. Thank y'all for hitting that like and share button on the way in, man. Y'all are certainly appreciated, man. I appreciate all the love and support that y'all show. Like real talk. Matter of fact, let's go Twitter. Let's go look on Twitter, see if we can find some of these highlights. Because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't feel, like going out there and clipping this shit. I just got off of work at 6:00, and I had to make sure that I got on here and was able to jump on and do the show at 6:15. So that's dedication. So I didn't have time to cut the shit up, but I definitely do got time to show y'all some of this stuff. So let's take a look at some training camp highlights. What's up with you, Joshua Fisher? I am just going to screen share it, right? It's going to look a little crazy, but it's going to be good. As long as y'all see everything, we Gucci. All right, let me share the screen. Hey, anytime, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all the real MVPs in the liquor store, man. All right, so I'm going to Jumbo Childish page because he always got some training camp highlights on here. So shameless plug. If y'all ain't already follow the man, y'all might need to do that because I be stealing all my shit from him. Because I know he be having it on his page. So you ever see me screen record some stuff 9 times out of 10, I got it off of his page. All right, so this is going to be, and this is something they did not show. This is actually a touchdown that Dak Prescott threw to Michael Gallup. Right, Michael Gallup actually had y'all can't see it from this angle, but Michael Gallup had a hellified release. Like he shook Trayvon Diggs so bad that he fell. Right, so his release was so nasty. Trayvon Diggs fell, so he was wide open on the go ball. So we're gonna play it real quick just so y'all can see it. One more time. Yeah, F it. One more to grow on. I like that. But don't worry. I'm gonna get the defense some love too. I'm gonna show the defense's plays. All right. So like I said, man, like Dak Prescott did make some plays. Whether they like to tell you otherwise or not, but Dak Prescott did go out there and make some plays today. Right? Dak Prescott in this offense did move the ball at times. But I do gotta show love to the defense too, man. Because Trayvon Diggs, You know, like a Trayvon Diggs got his hand on the ball numerous times. He got his hands on the ball numerous times. So, matter of fact, let me play one of Trayvon Diggs' interceptions. Because, you know, I don't want y'all to ever believe that I'm biased to one side of the ball or the other one. Right? I just want y'all to see good football plays from Dallas Cowboys, whether it be our offense or our defense. Remember, Mike McCarthy told y'all, right, that our team was too good, you know, to practice with another team. He said we ain't need no damn joint practice because we are good enough. Hey, shout out to my brother Double R for the dollar super sticker, man. I appreciate you. I try to keep it 100 in here, man. I try to keep it 100. I try to be fair. I try to show the offense getting wins and the defense getting wins. Because, you know, if we're gonna get to where we need to get, right? Yeah, Diggs fell. Like Diggs got shook out. Like Diggs fell completely off of Michael Gallup's release. Like he was on the ground. Michael Gallup just ran past, and it was an easy lob touchdown. Right, and that's good. That's good for Michael Gallup. He getting a little bit of his wiggle back. He definitely got all of his explosiveness back. You know, he looks very nimble. Right, so those are wonderful things. All right, now I'm finna play you an interception. This is gonna be an interception. Hold on, let me pull it back up. Yeah, Philly, what's up, my boy? David tapping in and showing love to the channel. Oh yeah, it's hell trying to keep up with Brandon Cooks. All right, so let me. This should be the interception, the second interception by Trayvon Diggs, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it. One more, because we played the offense 3 times. We're going to play the defense 3 times. So, yeah, like I said, offense won some reps. Defense won some reps. Defense had 3 interceptions, 2 by Trayvon Diggs, one surprisingly by Leighton Vander Esch. Leighton Vander Esch, you know, followed, you know, he fell back in coverage, got his hands on the ball in the red zone. Yep. Diggs set him up, and Simi Vihoko did not track the ball too well either. Right? Because you would like if you see the ball slightly underthrown, you know, to go up for it. But, you know, it's practice. It's supposed to be a safe place to throw picks. It's supposed to be a safe place to try, you know, the throw into double coverage and everything else. You're supposed to make, you know, have shit like that happen. Hey, Rico Jones, salute to you, man. Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel. Thank y'all for rocking with me, man. Matter of fact, let me go to my YouTube, man. See how many folks can hit that like button up to this point, man. I see how y'all really rocking with your boy. Okay. Oh, we Gucci, man. All right. So that's 41 folks watching and 40 raffle entries, man. So salute to y'all. Hey, shout out to my boy Danny Braco for the $5 raffle entry, man. Salute to you. Thank you for the love and support, man. They got you a raffle entry for the Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover, man. So I appreciate you for your love and support. And anybody that want to be like Danny and improve your odds of winning the Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover, you know, they hit the Cash App or hit the Super Chat, man. Thank y'all again for the support. Salute to y'all. Salute. Ah, okay, so that's you, Savage. Okay, thank you for the love, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna definitely put Danny Savage in here so I can know who this is. So Danny Savage, I got you, my guy. Thank you for your support, man. All right. But now that we talked about a couple things in training camp, yeah, how about them Cowboys, man? But so let's talk about, man, this preseason game that's coming up. He said Travis Bank, he's from 317. Everybody hates Dak because he's the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, right? This is low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit. It's easy to throw out hot takes and slander without giving context, right? So it's low hanging fruit. You know, as long as we don't win the ultimate prize, we could go. Listen, if we went to the Super Bowl like the Eagles did and we lost in similar fashion, nobody would be giving Dak Prescott flowers right now, right? So, you know, our quarterbacks are held to different standards than everybody else's quarterbacks, right? Our players, for the most part, are held to different standards because it's easy to generate clickbait, you know, by talking crazy about the Dallas Cowboys. Because even though we have one of the biggest fan bases in the world, we also have the biggest fan base, the biggest base of haters. There's more money in talking crazy about the Dallas Cowboys, right? Because then the haters are going to eat it up, and then we're going to jump on it, right, and share it and talk about our disdain and everything else. So that's why our players are usually, you know, insulted or slandered to the degree that they are. I'm not tripping on it. Sydney Benford said, "I love it. Pressure makes diamonds. This man finna go nuts." I agree. I trust Dak Prescott, and I trust these play callers, and I trust this coaching staff. And remember, I want y'all to remember this, right? There's going to be a lot of these throws Dak Prescott is not going to even try to attempt in a real game situation. There will be times, you know, in practice when he forces throws, but he'll probably take off running in the 2023 season. There will be time when he forces throws, but he might just throw it away, right? So don't worry about preseason. You know, a lot of these throws into tight windows and stuff that he's working on, you might not even see it in the actual game. But right now, it's practice. You can say F it. None of this stuff goes on your permanent record. Have at it. But, you know, let's talk about this upcoming preseason game, man, as we will be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's first go and take a look at the Jacksonville Jaguars depth chart as of today. So bear with me. I'm going to screen share the Jaguars depth chart, and we'll talk about, you know, possible matchups, because it is reported that they will be playing their starters. Not sure how true it is, but that's the report, that they will be playing their starters. So, you know, we'll see what we can find out about this team, and, you know, which one of our guys, you know, will be going up against who. Oh, that thought. So let's see. All right. So I don't know how well can y'all see it, man. How well can y'all see this? How well can y'all see that right there? All right. So I'm gonna read this out to y'all. This is a little small. Right now they have wide receiver Calvin Ridley listed as wide receiver 1. You know, he was suspended the entirety of last year, so he's finally back. No, he's fully healthy, ready to go. Walker Little is their starting left tackle. Blake Hance is their starting left guard. Starting center is Luke Fortner. Brandon Scherf is one of the best right guards in the National Football League, honestly, right? And then we got Anton Harrison, a first round pick that they drafted this year. This their first round pick this year, right? So when you look, and let's focus on the offensive line a little bit. When you look at the fact that they're probably going to start, and even if it's only for a series or two, but when you think about the fact they're probably going to start all of these guys, that gives you the golden opportunity to put Maji Smith right out there as shit. Well, I don't know. I was going to initially say you can put Maji Smith out there and find out what you need to find out against starting caliber guards and centers, right? These are some pretty decent ones. But Maji Smith had an MRI today. I'm not sure the severity or if it's just precautionary, whatever going on with his knee. But I'm not. It's not even 100% guaranteed that he plays. This first preseason game, depending how they want to go about it. If they want to give him time to recuperate, they want to give him time to recuperate. He may not play. You never really know, but we'll just have to find out and see what they got going. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hold on. What up, cuz? We live in the liquor store, man. They can now? Yeah, we're still doing our show, man. You know how I get the solo out the way. Indeed, my boy.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing what West Coast do, get on a little group show and be like, that's my content for the day. No, sir. You did not do your job today.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You got to do the group project, but you still got to do your own homework.
Yeah.
What the hell y'all talking about, man? What's up with you, man? It's your boy West Coast. How y'all doing? How you doing? Hey, man, how you doing in the comments right there? I can't even see me. What's up with you, man? Hey, you at the top. Stop hating, man. Stop hating, man. Love Dak. I love Dak. It's always at least one person in there hating. I'm talking to you. How you doing? Stop hating on Dak. What we talking about?
We were talking about we were actually taking a look at the depth chart for the Jacksonville Jaguars to see who we could possibly face and who we could possibly put up on who to test their merit. But I initially was going to say, hey, Brandon Sheriff is one of the best right guards in the National Football League. I would love for Maji Smith to go up against him. But seeing as he had an MRI today, and how queasy they are about playing playing players, right? They may even rest him for this first preseason game. So I'm just a little curious about how they go about that.
I think it's gonna go down to how this first preseason game. They're doing an MRI today. I would think he's probably not gonna play.
That's my thoughts too, bro.
That's a little close. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Especially if they don't like what they see.
Yeah, I want to tell you, the Cowboys got MRI machines like they grown trees. You know what I'm saying? We really got that money like that.
Mm-hmm.
We got affordable MRI. You know what I'm saying? So we do MRIs on everything. And to be honest with you, the type of money you're investing on players, like you got to remember, a lot of these contracts. A lot of times, the reason why these guys get these MRIs too is because a lot of these contracts are based on them being healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason why you got to remember Jalen Smith was released because of a
injury clause
in his contract. Had nothing to do with his play. Because of an injury clause in his contract, he was released. You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't waive the $9 million injury clause.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so if I'm the Cowboys, it's preseason, man. Like, I don't think they're gonna take a chance. And to be honest with you, I don't really think Micah Parsons played his first preseason game, so yeah, he probably was gonna play on my mama. He probably was. Now that I think about it.
Right. And speaking of David Durden,
he probably was gonna play. So
yeah.
Crazy.
Like real talk. And they talk about David Durden had a nice catch. Speaking of him,
but let me say this real quick though.
I say he got a concussion.
I will say, if the Cowboys already came into, because see, last year, you know what the Cowboys also knew? They knew exactly how many preseason snaps Michael was going to play, period.
Uh-huh.
They knew the total number already, right?
Yeah.
So if they might have that number for Mozzie, and they can be like, we can still achieve that total number without him playing this game.
Yeah, that's very true. Because you could just see a lot more of him in one particular game than having him spread out over the course of 3 of them.
And to be honest with you, I really don't. Right now in preseason, I only want to see Mozzie Smith in running in positions when I know for a fact they're almost gonna run, because that's what I want to see of him.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll probably have like right now, I would probably only be bringing him in on like third downs, like third and shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can dig that. I can dig that shit. But yes, I was just gonna say that they had like that catch from Durden, but he ended up with a concussion on that same play, so he is doubtful for the preseason game. He is very doubtful because he has a clear concussion protocol at this point. Well, hey, what's up with you, Willie Vass? Thank you for tapping in. He said, "What's up, bro? I'm in the store trying to get drunk off info." Hey, that's love right there, man. We got you.
Mm-hmm. Well, shoot, man, I'm gonna touch back with you when it's time to go. I don't want to give out too much and have nothing to go later on.
Well, bet, man. Thank you for tapping in, cuz I love you, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yes, sir, late, man.
All right, my boy. All right, that was the cuzzo tapped in, show some love to us real quick, man. But yeah, so I am curious about how the Dallas Cowboys, divvy out these snaps during preseason. Because we all love Mozzie Smith and want to see him play. But if he's a little dinged up, man, I would prefer, if it's either or, then I would prefer him to play week 1, right? If injury is a question, I would prefer to have Mozzie Smith play week 1, than risk him getting delayed, getting on the field trying to play in preseason. So it just comes down. He said West Coast kind of makes sense, but I want to see Mozzie push the pocket. I understand all those viewpoints. I understand wanting to see him play primarily one Texas. That's what we drafted him for, because we need a run stopper. I also want to see how well he does in the pass rush. Right. So, I see it both ways. I just hope that he's healthy and that he'll be good to go. Another guy, who might not be able to benefit from this, Junior Fihoko. Junior Fihoko had some kind of ailment. I'm not sure why he didn't play, but he was also allegedly dinged a little bit. So, I don't know what his standing would be for a preseason game Saturday as well. starter, and they had no intentions of playing their starters in preseason anyway, he can just relax, work the ropes, do whatever he needs to do, and prepare himself for week 1. So those are a couple guys that we won't see probably. Maji Smith with injury, Junior Fihoko with injury, and it's a shame that it was a good opportunity to go up against a pretty decent interior offensive line. Right, they're a pretty decent interior unit. But when you see that they are playing their starting tackles like Walker Little, and they are playing their first round pick Anton Harrison, this is the time to see what Sam Williams and Isaiah Land and Marcus and Tyrus Wheat and Darrell Johnson, all these other pass rushers you done stockpiled, right? This is your chance to let them loose and see what they can do against starting offensive tackles in the NFL. I'm not saying that Little is an all pro. I'm not saying that this kid Anton Harrison, even though I really liked him, I'm not gonna lie, I did like Anton Harrison, but I just felt like we were better off keeping still. So I didn't bring him up. Right. Well, with that said, they are starters in the NFL. It would mean a lot for them to get pressures or get sacks or get quarterback hits while they're in the game. It will go a long way for their confidence, and it will show that they are ready for the task at hand. Lee, hey, what's up with you, Lee? DP Johnson, we should see plenty of the young edge. Yeah, you should definitely see plenty of the young edge players. Now, listen, I'm hoping the Jaguars play them for a quarter. Like let their offense, let their entire offense first string offense play for a quarter. I want to see how our pass rushers match up against their offensive line. Right, I know that Maji Smith and Fihoko might not be available, but all the other young guys, right? I'm good with that. Well, do you know what Will Anderson is yet? Like you yourself also have to wait until training camp, my guy. And it's all love though, Eastside. I ain't tripping, but I know that you're proud of him, and he's this high, draft pick with all this upside. But we don't know what he is yet. You have to wait to training camp, just like we got to wait to training camp to see what we got. Right? So, yeah. But listen, I can see Sam Williams getting some burn. I can see Isaiah Land getting some burn. I can see all these nice pass rushers getting some burn. And another thing I do want to point out to y'all. They do have a very dynamic tight end. I know Evan Ingram, is not the world's greatest tight end, but he is an athlete. He does have, wide receiver speed. He has gotten better year in and year out. He's definitely shown that he's a better player in Jacksonville, with sunshine and in that West Coast offense than he was in New York. So, it would be nice to see, Jabril Cox or Overshown, right, try and match up against him, in the limited opportunities that they get. Let one of them get a crack at him. See how they match up in coverage. See how they match up, trying to shed some of these blocks. See how they match up in the run game. If ETN does play, like we got plenty of opportunities, to use the fact that the Jacksonville Jaguars are willing to play their starters to our advantage, right? And really, in a situation like this, I prefer them to play their starters for a whole half, playing for a whole half, right? Because I want to see what we got. And a lot of times you don't want baptism by fire for your young guys, but since it's a preseason setting, it don't get no easier in the NFL, right? It don't get no easier in the NFL. And, this is a team that made the playoffs last year. They were the 4 seed. They even beat us, right? And they gotten slightly better. So, I would love to see how our young guns fare against them, whether it be their first team offense or their first team defense. Speaking of first team defense, right? Speaking of their first team defense, Let's see who they got. So Josh Allen is a great linebacker. All right, I'm not gonna hold you. I do like him. I'm not familiar with a lot of these guys on their defense. Rashawn Jenkins, yeah. Khan. Okay, Trey Herndon. I do know him. He's not too far removed from being drafted. He ain't been in the league that long. So they got a couple decent guys. So when going up against their starting defense, that is the case. I want to see how Jalen Tolbert. I want to see how Simi Fehoko. I want to see how Jalen Brooks and Jalen Marino Cropper and Kavontae Turpin. They said he's going to play wide receiver, just not do kick returns in the preseason. So I want to see how these guys fare against starting caliber defensive backs. They're not the best defensive backs in the world, right? And you listen, they've been making plays on our defensive backs who are probably the best unit in the National Football League. And I'm not trying to be hyperbole or, I'm not trying to be biased, but we have one of the best defensive back rooms in the National Football League, and they've been making plays on them in training camp. So, this should definitely be an opportunity, for our backup wide receivers or the wide receivers at the back end of our depth chart to make plays. I definitely don't think, there's somebody that on their team that can hold down Jalen Tolbert. I definitely don't think there's anybody that has foot speed, just to stay with Kavontae Turpin or to run Turpin down if we were able to get a rub or two, right? So I think if we go out there run, and we ain't got to, and listen, we do not have to run the most advanced plays out of our playbook. If we go out there and we run basic West Coast principles like the mesh, the drag, and the lion, we can keep it vanilla as hell. We can keep it vanilla and still throw out principles we've been working on, and we still should be able to move the ball. And we still should be able to move the ball. They should have opportunities to catch the ball in space. They should have opportunities to show what they can do. So, and that's another thing. This is going to be your first time seeing, West Coast offensive principles in game action for the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be the first time we see that. So, I do want them to have a good showing. And y'all know how Eastside get down, man. He gonna come in here, say something stupid. Right, that's just what he does on a daily basis. We still got love for Eastside, though. No, there would never be a Texas on the top 100. Yo, King G, what's up with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, man. So, yeah, those are key things to watch, in my opinion, man. What are some matchups y'all want to see, though, man? What are some young players y'all want to see against this team? But we got opportunities to see their first team offense and their first team defense, if you believe the reports. So if they do play their starters, which young guys, do you want to see? And there's not a I think I said mine, but I want y'all opinion. What young bucks are y'all ready to see this preseason game? I want to see who's going to be starting. Well, if you believe the depth chart, Mr. Brown, they currently have Rico Dow ahead of Malik Davis. In the presser today, Mike McCarthy mentioned that Malik Davis was a better route runner, but he did say that he liked Rico Dowd's ability to pass block better than everybody not named Tony Pollard. Oh, that's a good one too. I didn't even think about that. Right. And listen, Calvin Ridley is one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. He may not be right in the top 10 right now, just based on missing the entire season. But yeah, I like that. So it's gonna, and listen, that's a tough ask, right? That's a tough ask, but you gotta go out there and see what Eric Scott can do against Calvin Ridley. You gotta go out there and see, what a Kelvin Joseph can do against Calvin Ridley or a Nahshon Wright. Any of these young guys at the back end of the roster, right? You need to see how they manage against some starting wide receivers, against some starting tight ends. And listen, yeah, and listen, they got a good wide receiving core. You see Christian Kirk on their team, Zay Jones on their team, right? Calvin Ridley, as we already mentioned, Jamal Agnew, Parker Washington, who was a guy that we were I was looking at him. I was looking at him in the draft. Parker Washington, he a little speedster. So there will be guys that they run out there that are going to play some important snaps for this team down the line. Right, they're gonna play some important snaps for this team down the line. So that our guys will have to be ready. They will just have to be ready. Yeah, I would love that. What's up with you, Michael Autry? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. And listen, the only reason that I said probably not Mozzie Smith is because he had an MRI today. So depending on how cautious they are, or did they already say that Calvin Ridley's not going to play? Let's see. Because they did say that they were planning on playing their starters. So are they not going to play Calvin Ridley and play the rest of their starters or what? Because that was the last report that I seen. Did anything change in between now and then? All right. So this is from the Jags Wire. What's up with you, Michael Autry? Thank you for tapping in. So let me just see. Jaguars plan to play starters in first preseason game versus Cowboys. According to their team site, Jacksonville Jaguars starters will get a little bit of play time in the team's first preseason game, according to Doug Peterson. While many teams are extra careful with their star players in August, Peterson believes the reps to get the Cowboys on Saturday can prove valuable. I'm a big believer in starters playing. I really feel like they need to feel sort of that energy that comes with starting a football game. I did it last year with the guys. I anticipate right now we're still a few days away, but I anticipate them getting a series or two this weekend. We're still in that evaluation mode, blase. Let me see. I didn't see anything on that one outside of that. Yeah, they only plan on playing 2 series. But T. Foster, reps are reps. Right? This will be your young core's first opportunity to go up against another team starters. Eric Scott has gone up against nobody but the guys on his team at this point. Right? So you need to give him opportunities to line up against a wide receiver of Calvin Ridley caliber, in a scenario where the outcome does not matter, is a great learning experience for him. So even though it's only going to be a few snaps or a few plays over the course of 2 series, I want them. I want them for my young guys. because every snap matters in when it comes to player development and getting a guy ready. It doesn't matter if you only go up against a guy 5 reps or you go up against some 10, right? Or you go up against some 100. Every rep adds to, the experience of a player. So you're not going to be able to get this kind of simulation in training camp, right? Because you're usually not going to put Eric Scott, out there against CeeDee Lamb. So this will be your one opportunity to put Eric Scott up against somebody's number one wide receiver. And, the consequences don't matter. He can get beat for 2 touchdowns. Nobody cares. It's just a learning experience for the kid. Right? Like, you a little sloppy you were a little sloppy on your technique. You need to work on that. Or you were right there. You didn't turn your head around. He caught the ball over you. We can work on that. Right? Or this man just ratted you up. You need to be, you need to, have better eye discipline. Yeah. And listen, I feel the same way, vice versa for our wide receivers. Like, this is going to be a good opportunity for Jalen Tolbert and Simi Fehoko and all those other guys, right? It's going to be a good opportunity for them to go out there and play somebody else's starters and it not even matter. And listen, I know that they've been going up against Trayvon Diggs and they've been going up against Gilmore and everybody else. But right now in practice, they ain't laying hat like that. They ain't trying to hurt you because they got love for you, boy. You part of the team. Y'all done ate lunch together. They ain't trying to hurt you. So, it's going to be a different level of intensity and physicality when you go up against somebody else's starters. They don't give a damn about you. They try to make a team. So that's why I want those reps for everybody. I want those reps for our defensive backs against their wide receivers. I want those reps for our wide receivers against their defensive backs. Really, I want to see what Deuce Vaughn and our running backs can do, right, against their linebacking core. Because listen, this is gonna be the game where we really know, right, a little semblance of what this run scheme will look like. We'll see it. We'll get a little slight glimpse. All right, we'll get a slight glimpse. We won't have our starting offensive line out there. But I expect Rico Dowell and Malik Davis to get plenty of touches along with Deuce Vaughn. We'll see it. And listen, we can watch for key things, right? Will Hunter Lukey be used as a fullback, right? Are they going to use Hunter Lukey as a fullback, like they've been trying to sell us on, right? How often they run the ball in which direction, right? How well they are adjusting to the zone run scheme. We can watch key different things in regards to this. Are we going to be using some? Are we going to go out there with 12 personnel? Right. I know that we won't be seeing our key tight end, but will they put a 2 tight end set out there when we run the ball? I got some questions I need answered. Said Sidney Benford said, "Why we got to play scared?" The Dallas Cowboys don't really want to play starters after what happened to Tony Romo. Like, thank God that Dak Prescott was on the team when that happened, right? We would have a whole different, experience. Because if Dak Prescott wasn't on this team, Tony Romo went down in preseason. Did we know that Kellen Moore broke his ankle? We would have had to go with Jamil Showers as our quarterback. Right. And we definitely do not have a Dak Prescott on the team right now. I like Cooper Rush. I don't want to see 17 games of Cooper Rush. Hey, shout out to my boy JR for the $5 super chat. He said, "What's up, bruh? Starting secondary versus Jags. I want to see Scott, Bland, and Joseph throw the boys into the fire." I agree with that, boy. Hey, throw them out there, man. What's the worst that can happen? There's not a single, there is not a single touchdown or interception that will count. So if you do good, we'll pat you on the back, and say good job. If you do bad, we'll tap you on top of the helmet and tell you better luck next time, right? Throw them in the fire and see what they do against some killers. But listen, Calvin really is a killer. That boy is a bad man. That boy is a bad man. So I want him to test, the mental fortitude and the I figured as much. They did a whole MRI on him today, so I figured that they would probably hold him out. Also, JR, they got you an entry for the Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover, whichever one you decide. So thank you for your entry, man. Thank you for the love. And if y'all want to be like my boy JR and improve your odds of winning this Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover, man, hit the cash out or hit the super chat or super stickers, man. Salute to y'all good people. Yeah, throw Nation right out there. Throw any cornerback that you have questions about, just throw them out there. Listen, there are things that preseason will tell you about a player that you will never find out in training camp. Right? Because I want y'all to remember something. People said as a rookie, Dak Prescott did not practice well. Dak Prescott was not a good practice player. Well, then he went out there and won Rookie of the Year. Right? There are some guys who are not great practice players, but in a game situation, they go out there and look like Michael Jordan or some shit. Right? They go out there and look like Michael Jordan game 6. Maybe not. And listen, Dak Prescott is a person that always wants snaps. So he does not mind playing. But, they're going to be up to the philosophy of Mike McCarthy. He ain't played Dak Prescott in the preseason in the last, the last 2 years. So I would like for him to get some snaps, but, I just don't think that what Mike McCarthy wants. I want to see Boss Man Fat and Nation Wright. It might not be what Gerard want either. Yeah, definitely isn't. Let Kelvin Joseph prove himself, man. Let him prove himself. You might as well see what you can get from these guys, man. There ain't no need to hide them or protect them, collar them or anything. Baptism by fire, bring you closer to God. So, hey, send them out there to meet their maker. And then, listen, there's a possibility that he won't. But I promise you this: the Dallas Cowboys are not going to let practice decide if he makes this team or not. They're going to let that be decided in preseason. So if he goes out here, right, he have an outstanding preseason over these 3 games. He get multiple interceptions, or he gets some tackles for loss, right, or pass breakups, or he's there, when he's supposed to be. Woo, this, that, and the third. He put some good tape out there. There's a chance for him to make it. There's a chance for him. Then you also got to remember what he brings as a special team ace. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Kelvin Joseph ends up as a captain on special teams. I'm not gonna lie to you. They like what he does on special teams. He's a real good special team player. Very true. Very true. Indeed, man. Indeed. But yo, man, I'm not gonna sit here and bore y'all too much longer. Because I do got another show to do with West Coast, so it's not going to even be that long. So in about an hour and 30. In about an hour and 30, I'm gonna go live with West Coast and do another hour show. So y'all make sure y'all have your notifications turned on. We'll bounce some ideas off each other. We'll have a good show. Y'all to make sure y'all spin the block. So it's if you're in Central Standard Time at about 9 o'clock. At about 9 o'clock, if you're in Texas, I will be spinning the block with West Coast to bring y'all some more quality Dallas Cowboys content. But on the way out, I'm gonna let y'all know the standing in the raffle real quick, and then we'll depart. Oh, listen, Josh Ball, that experiment looked like it's already over. Right? It looked like it's already over. Because they are reporting that that Hoffman is ahead of him right now. They're reporting Hoffman is ahead of him right now. So the Josh Ball experiment seems to already be over. I think they seen enough. So as it stands right now, VA roster X, you got 2 entries for the Dallas Cowboy jacket, man. Salute to you. DC for Life Texas, what's up with you, man? You got an entry for the Dallas Cowboy. Oh, I mean, shit, I hope so. That's what they're announcing right now, so I hope so. So Joshua Fisher, you got a raffle entry. Salute to you. Dwayne Brown has a raffle entry. Salute. It's Too Easy has 3. Salute to you. Darian has 1. Salute to you. S.A. Richburg has 3. Salute to you. Brian Bradford has 2. Queen Cowboy has 4. Salute to you. Double R. Salute to you. Thank you for tapping in. You got 2 of them. Marquetta has 2 of them. Salute to you. Gary Murphy has 4. Salter has 4. Danny Savage has 1, and JR has 1. So hopefully it plays itself out. I'm about tired of him. I think Mike McCarthy about tired of his ass too. He been getting whooped all across the field. What's up with you, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, man. But yeah, that's what everybody stands for the jacket raffle. So thank y'all for participating. Cowboys Nation News Network says Dak has officially been Mahomes over the last 4 playoff games, 1,107 yards to 1,057. Both got 10 touchdowns and 3 turnovers. Sounds good to me. I am from Arkansas. I am from El Dorado, Arkansas. And then, I moved to Texarkana. So I live in Texarkana, Texas right now. Hey, shout out to Craven Cowboys for sliding in. Thank you for tapping in, showing love to the channel. Salute to you. So yeah, so that's where everybody stands for the Dallas Cowboy jacket entry. Yeah, it's crazy as hell. But I'm not surprised. Like outside of the 49ers games, Dak Prescott has superb playoff numbers. Right? They base Dak Prescott's playoff performances off of 2 games, but he has had good performances in the postseason for the most part. Yeah, man. I hate that our fan base believe that about Dak Prescott. He's a damn good one. He said that I go to Pine Bluff. I actually ended up going to Henderson out there in Arkadelphia. I went to Henderson for a while, and then I got my degree back home in El Dorado. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tapping in, showing love to the channel. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Like I said, I'll be back, at 9:00 with Wes to do our joint show. So again, I appreciate y'all. If you have any questions, for the next show, y'all think of them, drop them in the chat box when we come back, and just make sure your notifications are turned on so you don't miss nothing, man. So hey, thank y'all for the love, the support. Hey, your boy's out, man. I'll see y'all in a little bit. See you back in about an hour and some change, man.